obviously the other night is disappointing for Dundee United, but how have you sort of tried to move on from that this week ahead of what is going to be a massive game in the league against Rangers on Sunday?
We didn't cover ourselves in glory in the first 45 minutes of that game against Dundee in the Cup. Conceded early and gave ourselves a bit of an uphill task thereafter, but I thought the reaction in the second 45 minutes was brilliant, and we completely dominated the second half. We'd done everything bar put the ball in the back of the net. So I think if we can replicate that performance in the second half and do that more consistently for longer periods in games, then we give ourselves a great chance of winning. But obviously Sunday's a different challenge again. The two fixtures that we've had against Rangers up to now have been very close and very tight. Obviously last time out at Ibrox we managed to get a really valuable point, and away back in September here at Tannadice, Rangers ran out narrow victory with a 1-0 win, but again a game that we felt we could have taken something from. So we'll take the positives from the second 45 against Dundee, and we'll try and build on what we've done up to now in the previous fixtures.
And obviously this is a chance in the league to gain ground on Rangers and move yourself away a little bit in that third place position. But what are you expecting from Rangers? Obviously they go into this game on the back of last night and the 2-1 defeat to Manchester United. You might be hoping they're a little bit tired from that.
Yes, we know what it's like ourselves, having came through that busy period through Christmas into January. Only having 48 hours to recover in between games is a difficult task, no doubt, for the Rangers squad. But they've got some good strength and depth there in their team. Some key players that missed out last night through to not being registered for the European competitions. I imagine those guys will be nice and fresh. But we try and focus as much as we can on ourselves. We know that Rangers are a good side and they've got some very good individuals within their team, but it's about us getting our game plan right. It's about us being brave on the ball when we get the opportunity to play, and being more clinical and ruthless in front of goal than what we were in the second half against Dundee.
And obviously you yourselves, you have shown already this season that you can compete against the likes of Rangers, so you've got nothing to fear going into this game.
The players are in a really good place psychologically. Obviously there's the disappointment of being out of the cup, and everybody loves the romance of the cup competitions, but away back at the start of the season, the league was our priority. We spoke about trying to accumulate enough points to stay in the league. I think we have pretty much achieved that by now. We've put ourselves in a great position in the top 6, so that's the next target. Can we stay there? We recognise the fact that teams around us have strengthened, and a number of them have spent a considerable amount of money in this window trying to catch us, so we're aware of that fact as well. But we've had a fantastic league campaign up to now, and it's about just keeping that going. We're, I think, 10 games now prior to the split, and we've given ourselves a great chance, but under no consideration are we thinking that it's guaranteed. We know that we have to work hard, and we know that we have to earn the points to make sure that we secure that spot.
And you yourselves have brought in a couple of new faces at the beginning of the week. How pleased are you with them, and are you looking to strengthen further before the window closes?
Yeah, obviously we're delighted to get Lewis Fiorini and Rory Payton in the door. Rory came on in the second half on Monday night and was actually very unlucky with a chance he had cleared off the line in the second half. But Rory just gives us that little bit of a different dimension at the top end of the pitch. Dalby, Moult, Van der Sand, all quite similar in terms of their strengths, are maybe back to goal, whereas Rory Payton gives us a different option and a bit more of an out ball at times when we want to try and penetrate the back line of the opposition. And then Lewis Fiorini is a terrifically talented midfielder that can play a number of positions in the central area of the pitch. Very comfortable in possession, which you would expect given the upbringing he's had coming through the Manchester City academy. He's had some really successful loan spells, and we're hoping that this will be another one of those, and we're hoping to get him some valuable minutes to help him continue with his development.
And are you looking to strengthen further?
Look, the window's open, for another week, and we'll, continue to see what options are out there. It's not a great window. Any manager will tell you that. In January, you don't really want to be having to do too much business. I think the business that we done in the summer, worked, and those players have put us in a fantastic position. January is just about trying to strengthen in those key areas to make sure that we don't leave ourselves short. So we'll see what else comes up, but I'm very, very happy with the players that we have available to us at the moment.
And what about Sam Dalby? A little bit of dubiety again about him, with the Wrexham boss not ruling out that he could recall him. Is there any update on his situation?
I don't really have anything to give you at this time. We're planning for Sam being here beyond the January window. Obviously, Wrexham are the ones that hold all the cards at the moment, because Sam is their player. But all I can say is Sam's loving life in Scotland. He's top goal scorer in the league. He's enjoying his football, and that's what's most important for us. So of course, we want him to stay, and I think the big fella wants to stay as well. So hopefully we'll have a conclusion to that over the weekend.
How important is it for you that he stays? Because he's obviously scored 10 goals, I think, this season, and being such an integral part of your success this season.
Yeah, he's a key player, and strikers, you want them to be scoring goals, and we know if we get the big man the opportunities, more often than not he'll put him in the back of the net. So look, it's been a great loan spell for Sam up to now, and we're planning for him to be here beyond the January window and help us to continue the good success that we've had up to now.
And the chairman, Mark Ogren's here at the moment. Have you had discussions with him in terms of how he's seeing things at the club and how pleased he is with how it's all going, and also in terms of an increased budget or anything like that? Yeah,
I've got a great relationship with the chairman. It's always great when he manages to make the trip over from the States. We've had lots of conversations in the last week. Obviously, he's disappointed to have lost on Monday, his first derby defeat since becoming owner. But he's very, very pleased with the progress that the team has made. Obviously being promoted in the summer from the Championship, and then for the club to have put themselves in the position that they're in. He's been very complimentary about that, but he recognises the fact as well that the job is not done and that we have to make sure we stay focused and keep going.
Has there been any bids for any of your players or any interest in that?
No, nothing that I'm aware of.
And just finally, your team news going into the game?
We're not in too bad shape. Craig Sibbald has got a little bit to go in terms of his return to play after the lengthy spell that he's had out, and Ross Docherty will be touch and go for the weekend.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Just go back on some of the players you've got in. Obviously Rooney Payton came in earlier this week, obviously made the appearance off the bench, and facing up against him on a few occasions last year, is that something, his performances with Queen's Park that put him on the club's radar at that time, and have been looking to maybe bring him in since then? Yeah,
Rooney's a player that I've known for a long time. I've kept a close eye on him coming through the lower leagues in Scotland, and he's his development has been gradual over the years. I thought he was excellent for Queen's Park last season, and caused us a lot of problems as well in the games that we faced them. And I think Rooney is more than capable of making that step up from Championship football into the Scottish Premiership. We've already proven that with a number of players that have came with us last season up from the Championship. The likes of Kevin Holt and Ross Docherty in particular. Guys that have pretty much played a large spell of their career in the league below, never really been given the opportunity to play consistently at this level, and Kevin Holt has been one of the outstanding defenders in the league. Ross Docherty, when he's played, has been very comfortable, and I've got no doubt that Rooney Payton will do the same.
And would you think his stories almost can be inspirational for some of the younger players at the club, given the path he's had to come on, coming over to Hibs and then having to drop all the way down the leagues, and has now fought himself all the way back up to the Scottish Premiership?
Yeah, I think it shows you the mentality of the boy himself. There's a lot of kids within academies in Scotland and all over the UK that unfortunately suffer that disappointment of being released and being let go. Some of them fall out of love with the game and find a different career path, and others like Rooney don't accept it and show that character that's required to work your way back through the leagues. And I think it's a great story, and I think it would be a fantastic story if he was to be able to come here to Dundee United, score goals in the Scottish Premiership and help us achieve that top six.
Just finally on the game, obviously Rangers have struggled away from home this season, and is that something you're looking to take advantage of, especially with your home back in this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, look, I know a lot has been made about Rangers away form, but the only game I can look back on is the game that they beat us here at Tannadice in September. So they're a very good side. I thought they gave a really good account of themselves last night. I watched the game against a good Man United team. Obviously they've had their struggles of late as well in the league, but a team that's full of international class players, and I thought Rangers equipped themselves very well on the night, and were really unlucky not to get the draw in the end, losing that late goal. So I think Philip Clement and his players will take confidence from that. But we, as always, the focus for us in the build up to any game is about where we can hurt the opposition, and we have to start the game in a better fashion than what we done on Monday. The players are well aware of that. We cannot be giving teams a 1-goal head start. So it's about coming out of the blocks fast for us on Sunday, using that slight advantage that we have in terms of the recovery that we've had from our previous game to that of Rangers, and hopefully that will pay dividends come Sunday.